What's up, everyone, and welcome to Reddit Red. Today we're going to be looking at posts from the subreddit Am I the Asshole? Before we get into that, please do me a favor and support the channel by subscribing and comment below if there's a post you would like to hear read out on the channel. Let's get into the post. This first post is titled, Am I the Asshole for demanding my sister pay rent for living at home with my parents and refusing to pay rent until she does? Background. I graduated from college 4 years ago and live at home with my parents. My sister graduated 2 years ago and also lives with my parents. We both got jobs pretty much straight out of college. I've been paying my parents $800 a month in rent since my very first paycheck. This is a throwaway and it's still fresh, and I'm really emotionally charged right now. Last night my parents were talking loudly about their financial problems in the living room. I overheard and I offered to help by paying more in rent. I was thinking $900 to $1,000 since it covers utilities, phone, and internet. My parents were grateful. Now, prior to this, I never asked how much my sister pays in rent. I always figure my parents charge us the same. So absentmindedly, I asked a follow-up question. How much is my sister paying for rent? Nothing. What do you mean she doesn't pay rent? Your sister doesn't pay a fucking thing. My dad explained how my sister recently bought a brand new car and hasn't paid insurance on it, so my dad had to pay for it. She doesn't pay rent. She doesn't pay utilities, phone, anything. So for the past 2 years, she's been living rent-free while I've been paying my parents. So later that night, we had a family sit-down talk. My sister didn't want to pay rent, especially at how much I was paying. She offered $100. My parents suggested she pay $300. I pay $800, which my sister and I both rejected. The conversation ended with this. Fuck you, I'm trying to live my life. These were her exact words, which pissed me the fuck off to holy hell. So my sister storms off to her room, and now it's me, my parents in the living room. I'm extremely upset at this because it's massively unfair. My mom is upset that everyone's angry at each other, and my dad's angry my sister won't pay rent, and she won't move out, and both my parents don't want the police involved. So I say my part before leaving. I'm not going to pay any more rent until she does. It's only fair, right? And if I do pay rent, I pay whatever she's paying. What if she pays $300 and you pay $800? No. But we really need the money. That's too bad. I get up and go off to my room. So this morning my dad comes in and tells me that I'm an asshole for not paying rent. That I should pay rent because it's the right thing to do and all this shit. I'm like, what the hell? Make my sister pay rent. My mom, who's listening in, you've seen her, she won't listen to us. Well, that's too bad. Well, we wouldn't have this problem if you didn't try and make your sister pay rent. That was the last straw that blew it for me. I slammed the door on my parents. As I'm typing this, my parents are in the living room discussing how both their children are rotten and shit was better back in the home country and back in their day when kids listened to their parents. Like, what the fuck? This next post is titled, Would I be the asshole for confronting my parents who don't acknowledge my birthday because of 9/11? I was born on 9/11 in the 1980s. I have 2 sets of parents. Neither set acknowledges my birthday in any way once I turned 15, the year of the attacks. It's always hurt and irritated me. None of them have ever said why, but every year I hope for a text or something and it never happens. We didn't know anyone who died or was directly affected by the attacks. We lived across the country. Other than watching it on TV like everyone else, it wasn't something that was directly connected to us. Because then I could understand. I didn't even know to connect the events of 9/11 to the lack of birthday acknowledgements until this morning when my step-parent messaged me and said they never say anything about my birthday because they think it's not appropriate while the whole country's mourning. It boggles my mind that these 2 sets of people who hate each other so much have come to the same conclusion that this is the best course of action without ever mentioning it to me. I always feel so rejected. Would I be the asshole for being irritated about this and confronting them? It's not like anyone else in my life has a problem sending me birthday greetings. My mother-in-law always makes a point to call me, which means a lot to me. I just wonder if it's not bratty to be all, love me because it's my birthday. I had always assumed they were somehow forgetting my birthday, but knowing they remember and can't be bothered makes me mad. Wow, I really feel for OP, and I think it is a rather weird conclusion to come to not acknowledge someone's birthday on 9/11, but I personally don't think communicating how it makes he or she feel to his parents bratty in any way. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. This next post is titled, Would I be the asshole if I have a bigger party than my sister on the same day she's having one at our house? So my sister, 24 female, recently told me she wants to have a party on New Year's Eve, but my birthday, 20 male, is on New Year's Eve, and obviously with it being 21, it's a big deal. I really don't see why because I'm British, so I've been drinking a long time, and she knows every year I have a party at our house because it's obviously my birthday. When telling me and I objected, she basically told me, you're just gonna have to deal with it. It's already been sorted out in the group chat, which I think is her and about 6 friends. I think this is a bit of a dick move, and she's already taken over the house with her boyfriend, 23 male, and her 2 kids, a 4-year-old boy and an 8-month-old girl. So usually I'm cooped up in my room 24/7 unless I'm at uni or at my significant other's. I think it's unfair that on my birthday she wants to take over the house with her friends. So, would I be the asshole for just inviting everyone I know and their moms? Not literally inviting their moms. To my house on New Year's as a counterparty and fill the house with people so her friends wouldn't want to be there? Siblings. Can't live with them, and you can live without them. Am I the asshole for calling my body positive coworker unhealthy, deluded, and bitter after some rude comments she made about me? I'm currently working part-time at a restaurant on my university's campus. I mostly work shifts with this one girl, we'll call her Anna, who is all for the body positive movement. She embraces her body type and regularly posts inspiring quotes or images on her social media accounts. Personally, I have nothing against this at all. I am also in full support of treating and accepting everyone no matter what their body type is. However, I do believe that everyone should be healthy, eating right, exercising, taking care of their mental health, etc., or at least attempting to be. I don't support those who use the body positivity movement as a cloak to shield and justify their unhealthy and damaging behaviors. However, despite being a supporter, Anna regularly comments on my body type. For example, I always bring food for my shift since I personally think the food there is not the healthiest. Burgers, fries, more fried food, etc. Anna will often say things like, "You should eat a burger, you could use a few extra pounds, honey." Or, "You look skinnier than last week. I told you stop eating salads every day, haha." She'll sometimes even feign concern for me and ask me in private if I was struggling with my weight, and then proceed to tell me that I look way too skinny to be healthy. One time I was changing in my work shirt in the back and Anna saw my stomach and commented that my stomach was starting to look like a man's. I have no idea what that even means, but I doubt it was a compliment. These hypocritical comments have pissed me off. I enjoy eating healthy and cooking my own meals, and I enjoy working out and staying toned. Anna, on the other hand, gorges herself on the food in our restaurant, drinks about 3 cans of Coke per shift, and does not work out. I don't think this is healthy. Finally, during yesterday's shift, this guy I kind of like came in to get some food, and I was super excited to see him. He turned out to be a bit cold towards me, and the whole event was a bit anticlimactic. Oh well. Anna witnessed the whole thing, and after he left said, "Maybe he's into curvier girls." I basically blew up at her and called her out for all of her hypocrisy. I asked how she could call herself a supporter of body positivity when she regularly shamed my body. Then I told her that she was unhealthy in many ways. I called her out on her eating habits, bitter and jealous of others who are in control of their health and bodies, and deluded for believing that she is healthy and fit. She called me insecure and told me I was being a rude. It was reaching the end of our shift, so I clocked out early and left so I didn't have to argue with her more. I was mad for a bit and told one of my best friends. She said that I was right and all, but that I was insensitive in the way I brought up and suggested that I apologize. I'm standing my ground, but want to hear other opinions as well. This final post is titled, "Am I the asshole for skinny dipping?" Keeping this as short as possible. My boyfriend and I usually go hiking with friends on weekends when the weather's nice. Last weekend we went hiking on a new trail and came across a small lake after a few hours of hiking. This trail was a loop, so we were maybe a mile or 2 from our car. One of his friends suggests we take a break and hop in the water. Everyone agrees. The 2 friends shed their shirt and shorts and jump in their boxers. As I'm getting ready to take my shirt off, my boyfriend stops me and says I gotta go sit on the side because it would be inappropriate for me to get in. I tell him that it's ridiculous. He says he doesn't want his friends seeing me in my undies. I tell him to stop being ridiculous, strip down to just my undies, hop in, no bra. He comes in shortly after but hardly says anything, and I can tell he's upset. We swim for maybe 30 minutes, dry off, get dressed, and go eat. And now he's being all, "I can't believe you did that," and "You gave my friends a show." It's been a few days now and he's wanting me to apologize, but I think he should be the one to apologize. Was I the asshole here? I just wanted to swim with everyone else. The OP provided an update shortly after. Here it is. Talked to my boyfriend. We agreed that this only came up because we never discussed it prior, which is true. I've given him my background. Basically done it before and it's not sexual and I wasn't showing off. He said he was mostly just nervous of his friends just giving him shit or whatever about seeing my tits. But because they didn't, he feels like it was no big deal to them, and he was the only one who actually cared. He also agrees that it wasn't fair to try and make me sit out, and me being topless wasn't as bad as he thought it was going to be. He said in his mind he felt I'd be more exposed, like out of the water visible, with his friends cheering me on staring at my tits. But that didn't happen, so he feels he overall reacted poorly and he just had crazy ideas. Yikes, what a situation. I feel like the need for boundaries is a big role here, but I think disregarding the boyfriend being uncomfortable was definitely an a-hole move to make. Regardless if the boyfriend is coming from a place of insecurity, I think this situation could have been handled way differently. If this post intrigues you, I suggest you check out the comments for yourself. The link will be in the description below. Feel free to comment your thoughts on here as well. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for listening to Reddit Red, and I'll see you guys on the next one.